Ah, yes. It's a helpless scream from the losing team. I speak of an upcoming nationwide screech fest to mark the anniversary of the 2016 election, when Donald Trump shellacked Hillary like an arts and crafts clay ashtray. Remember those? At this event, thousands of losers plan to scream helplessly at the sky. It's a yelp from those who need help, shrieks from the geeks, a wailing from the failing. People magazine, which named me world's sexiest man in 1998 and 1999, writes that liberal organizers in at least 9 cities plan to scream helplessly to the heavens as a way to extend their already year-long tantrum. They actually titled the event "Scream Helplessly at the Sky" on the anniversary of the Trump election. So as not to get confused with other demonstrations like pout in a corner in a onesie on the anniversary of Trump's election, or slam your bedroom door and cry into your slightly damp body pillow on the anniversary of Trump's election, I think we have a preview of the event. Never gets old. Ooh. I'm going to say this again because I can't believe my ears. People want to gather together on a Wednesday in November, the 8th of November, not just to scream, but to scream helplessly at the sky because they still can't accept a Trump presidency 1 year after he was elected. What kind of crowd will this attract? I imagine none of you will know these people. And it probably will have nobody you'd ever date. But I wonder, will Jeff Flake be there?
We must never adjust to the present coarseness of our national dialogue with the tone set at the top. We must never regard as normal the regular and casual undermining of our democratic norms and ideals.
I know. So Flake announced he won't seek re-election. He's blaming Trump for making politics uglier than an old man's butt. But this week he flaked, yelling not at the sky, but preaching to the media, blaming Trump for himself choosing not to run when he really knew he was going to lose the election anyway. I think Flake's a good guy, but in this case, he's not much different than the primal screamer crowd. Trump is rough and often rude, but dude, it's been a year. You gotta move on. Maybe you are. You don't have to like the guy, Trump. It's a personality thing. But divorce personality from deeds, and you'll see that ISIS is decimated, regulations rolled back, China pitching in on North Korea, stock market sky high, job claims are bottoming out. And there's that Supreme Court thing. Can't forget that. It's better to have a successful jerk than a charming failure. And sorry, sky shouters, no amount of yelling is going to change that. And by the way, what did the sky do to deserve this? Here now for reaction, we go to the sky.
Hey, it's not my fault Hillary Clinton was a lousy candidate. And people, quit shooting fireworks at me.
I'm sorry, Sky, but you know the sky's right. Why scream about Trump? Shouldn't you scream at your own candidate who lost to Donald Trump? Here's the electoral map of the states Trump won. The red ones. Hillary was supposed to win a few of those. And here's Trump winning by congressional districts. Look at all that red. So before you go out to scream, maybe try to remember the facts. And maybe instead of scream, why not have a chat with someone who lives in a red area? I bet they'll talk to you. We even have a product that can help.
Do you feel desperate and powerless? Do national politics give you the urge to scream helplessly into the sky? Then you need Civil Horn 2000. Civil Horn 2000 uses patented technology to turn your petulant whining into productive political discourse. It's great for disagreements.
You are crazy if you actually believe that.
That's a great point. Maybe I should do some more research before I get emotional.
It's great for protests.
I'm still with her! I didn't vote for Trump, but I sure do respect the office of the president. Now I'm going to move on with my life.
And the Civil Horn 2000 can even shame you into doing something better with your time.
Boo! Boo!
I could be home teaching my son how to play catch.
So order your Civil Horn 2000 today.
Let us welcome tonight's guest. He's Opie on the outside, Charles Manson on the in. Author of the book Mean Dads for a Better America, Fox News Radio's Tom Shalhoub. He once played Hercules on TV, but now all he lifts are people's spirits. See him in the great new film produced by Sean Hannity, Let There Be Light. Doesn't he look great? She'll hate Radiohead even on her deathbed. National Review reporter Catherine Timpf. And a Saturn ring is his hula hoop. Former bodyguard, my massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right, let's start with you, Tom. Did you expect the pouting to last this long?
No, it's really amazing, and I do think it's irresponsible, because when they scream, that's going to produce a lot of CO2, and that is bad for the environment. No screaming, people.
That's true.
But I also think that, you know what they should do?
What?
Is, I think it's going to be like that. Do you know the Dr. Seuss book where everyone was going to scream on the same day?
Right.
And then they thought, well, I can't hear the screaming if I'm screaming, so they all were quiet so they could hear. No, it wasn't Horton. It was a different, this was an epic. Yes. Dr. Seuss. But so they all stayed quiet. They opened their mouth and they listened, and then it was silent for once in the world. Maybe that'll happen.
I don't think so, Tom. But I do admire the fact that you bring some kind of literary allusion to
Dr. Seuss. Yes.
See, we're a highbrow show, Kevin. That's why we have you on here.
That's why I showed up.
Nice of you to dress up, by the way.
Thank you, I know.
Hey, this is.
Well, you know, normally I've been dressed up all week, and I said, not for Greg's show.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, this is essentially group therapy, isn't it? But it's kind of. I mean, what if these were your parents out there? Wouldn't you feel kind of ashamed?
You know, it's weird. We could have screamed a lot over the last 8 years, yet nobody did they?
Yeah.
And it's just, it's like taking a knee in the sideline for 2 straight years now. Okay, you've made your point.
Right.
It's time to move on and do something about it instead of just worrying about that. But it's just weird. What are you going to do? It's just stupid to me. I can't believe this stuff is even going on, and here we are.
I think, you know, Kat, I think it might be kind of fun. You could go there and meet somebody interesting, somebody who's not like you, right?
I think it's going to be the most fun for President Trump.
Yes.
I think nothing will make him happier than a bunch of Hillary Clinton voters just screaming in agony at the sky like a bunch of rabid hyenas in labor because he's the president. They're trying to stick it to him, and he's going to be like, well, my birthday's not till June. Thank you very much. This is the kind of stuff that he loves.
You know, Tyrus, I have a theory.
Oh, boy.
That these people are the kind that allow...
What do you mean, these people?
Sad, desperate people.
Okay.
They could be any minority, any majority.
What? No, we don't gather.
Okay.
We don't do that.
Tyrus?
Scream at the sky.
These are people who allowed politics, because politics is personal among the left, to take up too much of their lives. It's as if Trump has moved into their brains and built a 50-story condo with a gym, concierge, and rooftop pool.
Well, first of all, no one that's going to this Screamathon actually voted. I'm willing to bet that's number one. Number two, they're not going to scream unless someone brings a camera crew there.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? They're literally, there's only 6 people. Bring the cameras in closer. Like this is all we've fallen to the victim. It's cool to be the victim. It's cool to seek attention. You know, we keep showing that lady who dropped the thing screaming, but she wouldn't do it till the camera got on her.
Oh, that's true. Remember that? She was looking around, and then the camera came on.
On the corner of my table in my house, I give 2 damns who's filming. I'm going to yell because I'm upset.
Right.
And probably for 8 to 6 seconds, you should stay away from me. Chances are I'm going to throw something.
I'd hate to see the table.
George, smash, boom.
You know,
the point is, it's attention-seeking. It sounds good, but it doesn't accomplish anything. You know, for every scream, 10 cents goes to the Democratic Party or something like that.
That would
make sense.
You just saw. They should have said every time you scream, a dime goes to something. You know, save the children who are colorblind. The colorblind children fund.
I'm sure they will. They'll find some way to raise money off of this.
Nobody cares about colorblind children.
Nobody cares about anybody but themselves. That's what this is about. It's not about the country.
I'll be there.
A golf tournament for colorblind children.
Why not do
you know what? This encapsulates the nature of the problem. They're guided by emotion, and they can't. If they just listen to the facts, for example, here's
they
a
don't
great.
Like facts.
They don't like facts. But here's a fact: you could dislike Trump, but the net positive is you're seeing more about how the government works than you ever have in your life because you've learned about the Electoral College, you've learned about opposition research. You've learned about how to pass and repeal laws, and it is the best political science class I've been through, I think.
That's
executive orders.
Yes.
I'm learning about all of these things.
And look, everything that they accuse Trump of doing, they do. And that's what, like, Jeff Flake and Bob Corker, they're calling Trump names. They're using, what was the hashtag? The daddy daycare or something like that, right?
Yeah.
They're doing the same
Hashtag
thing. And President Trump, they criticize him for, he talks about the election endlessly. He keeps showing that map about all the red states. But the thing is, they're doing it too. They won't stop talking about the election. So they always do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I just think the bottom line is we have to stop letting politics be a part of our lives like this, unless you're watching my show. But you know what I mean? I think it's like that. This is an example of what happens when you take politics too seriously.
We didn't scream when Romney lost, Greg. You and I just drank more.
Yeah, it's true. We did. But that's true. If Hillary had won, there wouldn't be Trump voters doing this. They'd just go back to their jobs.
Working.
All right. Clap away. Yeah.